Gods, deities, idols. When you hear these terms, what do you think of? I, for my part, think of fragile constructs that humans cling to. To some, they offer guidance in times of hardship. To others, they might offer solace in times of need. But to a chosen few, they offer a challenge. A challenge that gives them strength, purpose, and a need to overcome it. To overcome their gods and deities and hunt them down. Now, God Hunt tells the story of a man who starts out as just one of many. A little speck of something in a big sea of nothing. Surrounded by all those who believe everything they are told and who are in an endless cycle of being fed lies on top of lies to keep them quiet and complacent. The man looks around and he wonders how nobody else notices the hungry eyes of those above them, lurking, watching, laughing at how gullible the many are. The man is appalled, but also disappointed for not noticing them himself sooner. Okay, small little writer's note here. Obviously, even this whole video script is written in cryptic metaphors, but if you've made it this far, if you maybe found our music, clicked on our Instagram page, or found this video randomly, you seem to be at least a little bit intrigued by this. This whole video marks the start of a little series that I want to do on all of our new songs, explaining the intention behind the lyrics, painting the picture I saw writing them, and also explaining how all of this is portrayed by the song itself. To be fair, not all of our songs have a clear set-in-stone intention behind them right from the start. With most of them, we just start out, creating the music and seeing what sticks. But with God Hunt, we had a very, very clear picture in mind. We wanted to make this song about transcending divinity, about overcoming hardship and strife, not by clinging to imagery of some higher power, but through sheer force of will and a network of people behind you that can lift each other up beyond the limitations of what a single speck can do. Defeat your gods to become your ultimate self. But what do we even mean by your gods? This is an umbrella term we use for all the things in our lives that we are just told to accept. Be it the job that doesn't pay well, the boss who treats his workers like shit, the government that makes decisions to the detriment of the many, or even just self-limiting beliefs like, I can never be rich, that's unachievable, or I can never do this and that. All of this is bullshit. We have learned from past experiences that being unhappy and unfulfilled is a choice. Bad things happen, you can't change that, but choosing to be kept down by this, to complain and the one to be pitied is a choice. Especially in times like these we live in, where almost all of the modern world has almost unlimited access to everything that we could desire, 90% of people are still living unhappy and unfulfilled lives. Why is that? Because we would rather choose to complain about our circumstances than to do anything about them. We rather choose to complain about not earning enough money rather than finding a way to make more. We choose to complain about not having enough free time rather than finding a way to have more. These are our gods. The things we would rather complain about and use as scapegoats rather than doing anything about them. Now, maybe this explanation has reminded you of a god in your own life. I want you to close your eyes for me, okay? Are they closed? Why are you still staring at me? Okay, here we go. I want you to focus on a god in your own life. Maybe you don't like your job or your study, or maybe your eating habits. Got one? Good. I want you to truly look at yourself, smile, without the need to justify your actions against this god in your life. I want you to imagine how happy you could be with that burden lifted from your shoulders. Look at yourself smile. Look at this brighter future you could create if you were to rise against that challenge. Open your eyes again. I won't blame you for having gods in your own life. How could I? I mean, there's still things that I'm trying to overcome, but I want you to understand how much these things are holding you back. I want you to understand that the only thing responsible for your own happiness is you. If that's the only thing you take away from this video, then so be it. I need you to really, really engrave this into your mind. The only thing responsible for your own happiness is you. So many times we try to find excuses or ways out of the situations at hand. I mean, I was guilty of this myself. Back when I was still a smoker, I used cigarettes primarily as a way to cope with stress. And whenever a stressful situation would arise, I would resort to coping by smoking instead of dealing with the situation at hand. In that case, my boss handing me tasks that were a bit too much for me. Smoking was my god, my scapegoat, my excuse. Every bad habit we have, from complaining to drugs to overeating and so on, has a source. This is the god's weakness. And so the first step to overcoming your gods should be to find their weakness. From there on, you can watch it all crumble to the ground. Overcoming challenges like this in our lives is how growth happens. If you stop challenging yourself, you stop growing, you stop moving forward. And if you stop moving forward, you will eventually start to go backwards. You will stop eating and sleeping properly, and all the other good habits that you built along the way will feel irrelevant and unnecessary. Never stop challenging yourself. Never stop moving forward. Never stop enjoying the satisfaction of beating odds stacked against you. Defeat your gods to become your ultimate self.